How's it going, guys? Today we're doing a new episode of Cup or Bust, this time featuring the Edmonton Oilers. Should be, a pretty fun one. Obviously, we have the best player in the game as well as real life in Connor McDavid. Top players there are McDavid, Draisaitl, and Clefbaum. So, three pretty solid players to build around. Obviously, what this team's really lacking, I think, is some depth on the wing, as well maybe some slight improvements in defense. We'll see how Cam Talbot plays, whether or not we need a new goalie. Right here in the division, they're actually the second worst team, tied with Arizona there. Vancouver's the worst. So yeah, definitely have to get at least a little bit better here to compete with the rest of the Pacific Division. And as always, guys, we're using the most realistic settings. So superstar skill, 20-minute periods, game style full sim, and trade difficulty is set to hard. I also have my own set of rules to keep things more interesting. First off, we have unlimited free agent signings. That's just so we have more flexibility in the summer. Max 5 trades per year to try to keep it realistic. But CPU offers are a bonus in case we actually get a good one. Cannot trade picks past 2020 in case we destroy the franchise. But I feel like pretty tough to do with the Oilers unless we trade away McDavid, and then keep at least 4 picks per draft just to keep it realistic. Also, guys, still people asking in the comments how I have all the college prospects. That's because I created them, so I just had to go through and make every single player. Starting off here with Adam Fox, Brady Tkachuk now left wing, Cole Caulfield, Cale Makar, Ilya Kovalchuk now in LA, so we can't sign him. Samsonov, Shosturkin, Sorokin, Farabee, Jack Hughes is now an 80, Jake Ottinger, Oliver Wahlstrom now a right wing. Quinn Hughes now is 72. I added Krasov as well as did Shushkin. So a good amount of extra players. And on the line this episode, guys, if we don't win the cup any of the 3 years, is a 50K choice pack. So hopefully we can open this up at the end of the episode without quick selling it. Let's find out. And right here, guys, look at our line to start the franchise mode. First line's not too bad. You got Nugent Hopkins there with McDavid, who obviously we need to carry the team, and Camilleri. Second line here, we have Puljujarvi with Draisaitl and Lucic. Really hoping giving Puljujarvi second line minutes can help him grow. I've seen him grow like crazy in this game, as high as I think an 89 eventually. Slipashev here on the third line with Strome and Cassian. Just like Puljujarvi, he's got medium top 6, so hopefully he'll grow as well. And then fourth line here, we have Aberg, Kara, and Kajula. So, I mean, they can all grow, but really not that high rated of a fourth line. Defense, top pair is not bad. Clefbaum and Larson, both medium elites, should have some growth. Sakara and Nurse on the second pair, and then Russell and Benning on the third. In goal, of course, Cam Talbot there's our starter. Montoya backing him up. Pretty sure Talbot was an 87 when NHL 18 first came out, and I think in this game, if Edmonton does have a good year, he'll actually bounce back to a higher rating, kind of like what Carter Hutton does. I think of Grubauer's done it before, so I think I might hold on to him if there's no good goalies that are out there for cheap, at least for the first season, and just kind of let it play out. AHL team, there's pretty much nothing in forwards aside from Ratty, who's really nothing special. Defense, we have Ethan Bear, who I'm looking forward to hopefully having a good year and growing. Other than that, that's about it. Goalies, really not much either, but Swan Ellis. So definitely gonna have to make a few trades here, see what can happen. And I don't think the team as it is now is a Stanley Cup winner. Right there you can see it's considered a hopeful team status. So hopefully can improve this team with a couple trades and see what happens. So my first move as Oilers GM, trying to trade one bad contract for another here with Ottawa, offering them Lucic for Bobby Ryan. I actually asked people on Twitter whether or not they would do this trade. Both bad contracts, both 82 overall wingers. Ryan, though, is right-handed, which we kind of need. We're lacking a right-handed winger. He's also faster, more offensive-minded, where Lucic is obviously bigger. I know Ryan is making a bit more money, but I feel like he just kind of fits the team better, especially, I don't really know what a physical presence like Lucic does in a simulation. Does he really matter that much? I'm not sure. So I'm going to see if Ottawa says yes. The value is about equal, maybe even a bit on our side, plus they want Lucic, so maybe this will go through. Trade rejected. Okay, I mean, I'm not really going to add much here to me on Lucic, as Bobby Ryan's contract is not that great either. Looking at our picks there, we really don't have much to work with. I feel like maybe a 2019 fourth. I don't think I'm really willing to part with much more than that. And it gets it done, though. Okay, so there we go. All right, guys, so I'm trying to trade away another bad contract. This time it's Chris Russell, making $4 million here as a 79 overall defenseman. I'm adding Malone here just because they want him, and I actually wouldn't mind getting rid of that contract. A second in 2020 and a third in 2019. That's actually the Islanders pick. The Oilers got back for Davidson, I believe, on exchange for Jarmelson here. Obviously, is a solid defenseman. And then Hamilton there is just there for the roster spot. The value's about equal. They want everything we're offering up. We'll see if they say yes. Trade rejected. Okay, I thought that might happen. They probably don't want to take on Russell's contract. Let's see if I give them our third in 2019. We actually have 3, so we can afford to give up another one. And there we go. So, obviously had to pay a lot there, but we get back the better defenseman in Jarmelson on a better contract, and we move Russell's contract. So, I think that was definitely worth it. And as always, guys, going to try and sign Samuelson here. We actually only have 1 roster spot open, and I feel like I want to save the other 3 trades for the deadline. So, hopefully, we offer him the max deal, he'll sign with us. So, quick update look at our lines after those 2 trades. Camilleri, McDavid, Ryan. So a couple snipers there with McDavid. I feel like McDavid's good enough to carry those two guys. Then we have Nuge and Draisaitl on the same line, which kind of like equals McDavid. Plus with Puljujarvi, I'm hoping like he'll grow a lot playing with those two good players. Slavashev, Strome, and Cassian on the third. And then Aberg, Kara, Kujula on the fourth. Defense obviously looks a lot better after trading Russell for Charmelson. Like that moves Sekera down to the bottom pair. Just gives us a lot more depth. And then two, in regards to the AHL, we actually were able to sign Samuelson, so maybe he'll play well in the first line here with Ratty. Let's see how things turn out. So we're still in October, guys, and I just got a pretty interesting offer from the Vegas Golden Knights. I want to give me Perron and a 4th round pick for a 1st, a 3rd, and some crappy prospect. The thing is, we're only in October. Perron's got 1 year left. He usually goes to free agency. I'd rather not make this trade and then like miss the playoffs or kind of be like a bubble team. I'd rather just kind of wait and see where we're at the deadline, so I'm going to say no for now. So we're now at the trade deadline, guys, and we're doing amazing. I didn't expect this. 38, 21, and 3. Like, I did not think this team would be that good. I don't know what it is. I also wanted to show you one thing kind of funny. Back in December, beat the Leafs 9-6. Pretty crazy, high-scoring game there. But as you can see, we're killing it. AHL team also is not too bad. Like, they have a positive record. Curious to see where we are in the division. I mean, good chance we're first place with that record. Oh, wow. San Jose's 84 points. They're doing even better than us. That's actually pretty surprising. McDavid there, 69 points. Nice. He's killing it right now, even with Camilleri and Ryan. I mean, I guess those are kind of upgraded wingers, opposed to Nuge and Ratty. I think, he'd prefer the two we gave him. So I guess I'll go see what's out there on the trade block. Obviously, we're in a playoff position right now, so they're going to try and add to this team. And might as well make a run to Stanley Cup in the very first year. Alright, guys, so for the first trade of the deadline, I'm actually going back to Vegas, seeing if they want to still trade us Perron. Obviously, he's only got 1 year left on his deal, which we need, as right now we have $13 million in cap space, but McDavid's new contract kicks in next year. And so basically we can't trade for any more people that have term. Also Strome gets a raise, same with Benning. Plus forgot to show you guys kind of all the values there. Clefbaum's now at 87 by the way, so that's pretty sick. Perron though is having actually a really good year. 17 goals, 30 assists. So I'm offering them our 2018 first. Thought about doing 2019 as it has more value, but I mean we're a good team, so hopefully it's a late first this year. Even though honestly the 2019 draft isn't as good as the 2018 draft, so who cares, I think, in that respect. So let's try this, and then maybe we can actually even get a pick back from them. They have, okay, there we go. Who's going to suck? Vancouver, give us the Vancouver 4th, just to maybe get a steal. So we'll try this here. I like that trade. Values would equal. Let's see what Vegas says. And trades rejected. I thought that was pretty fair, to be honest. Let's see. What if we throw in a 2018 7th? Somehow that evens it out. There we go. Okay, there we go. I don't think I've ever actually added a 7th and it worked out, so kind of surprised by that. Try to make another trade here. This one's with Philadelphia. This trade's actually not going to help our playoff push, but will help the future. Morin here is on the block, 74 overall, low top 4D. Big reason I want him actually is because he's extended, currently making 865K, and his extension I think is like 700K for the next 3 years, which is crazy cheap. Let me check that. Yeah, 700K for the next 3 years. So obviously he's going to grow. If he gets to like an 80, I'm only paying him 700K. That's an absolute steal. So I'm kind of thinking ahead here. Greiber they want. He's in the AHL for us, so why not trade him? 2nd round pick 2018. I thought about it, and I feel like a cost-controlled Morin, who's already started his growth, is probably going to be better than whoever we get in the 2nd round, especially if it's a late 2nd round pick. So let's see here what the Flyers say. Trades accepted. I think that's another solid deal. Alright guys, the last trade here, I decided screw it. I'm just going to go for the Stanley Cup. I'm going to see if I can get the Sedin twins to also win one before they retire. Taking them both on here at the max contract value. As you can see, Vancouver has both of them on the block. They're 82 overall. Probably going to play like 2nd or 3rd line for us. I'm not sure. Obviously, got to keep them together. Offering them Pack Aaron in, who is in the AHL, doesn't really matter. Slavashev's not too bad, but I feel like I don't know, he's going to get kind of squeezed out with all our other forwards we have. And then a 3rd round pick, 2018, to hopefully make sure this thing goes through. So, actually, let me see if I can make that a 4th round pick in 2018. I feel like that actually might still make it happen. Let's see what Vancouver says. Trade rejected. Okay, so maybe they are going to play hardball here. Want that 3rd round pick. I'm still down if they are. And there we go. So, it's definitely like a risky move there. We've given away a good amount of picks. We still have 4 in every draft, plus we still have some pretty high ones. And we gave away Slavashev there. I think that was like our only real player of value, but the team's pretty stacked now. I feel like we should have a very good shot at the Stanley Cup. Alright guys, so after the trade deadline, our team is looking pretty stacked. First line here is Perron, McDavid, and Ryan. I feel like McDavid's going to make these two just all-stars. Ryan already had pretty good points at the deadline, playing on the top line with McDavid and Camilleri. Perron as well, playing on Vegas. 2nd line here, you have the Sedins playing with Draisaitl. Have both of them on the wings, Draisaitl in the middle. I feel like that line's going to be deadly. Third line there, you have Puljujarvi, Nugent Hopkins, Camilleri. Camilleri was actually killing it on McDavid's line, 46 points at the deadline. So hopefully, I mean, it's still a pretty solid line he's on. Nugent Hopkins, Puljujarvi on the third. And then fourth there, you have Cassian, Strome, and Kajula. So these lines are stacked. I'm hoping like the forward group works out. Defense was already solid. Didn't really have to make any changes, especially now that Klefbom's emerged as a true number 1 D-man. I feel like we have the depth there. The only question I think is Talbot, but he seems to be getting it done. So really like how those are looking. Also, I want to show you guys a power play quick. Just look how deadly power play 1 is there. Perron, McDavid, Draisaitl, Klefbom, Ryan. And then the second one, you have the Sedins with Nuge, Sekera, and Puljujarvi. So, I mean, imagine the Sedin twins coming out when you think like it's the worst power play unit. I feel like that's going to help us out. And then quickly AHL defense now, Morin and Bears a top pair. I'm hoping maybe that turns into like our future third pair as early as next year potentially. Obviously both are very cheap, so that allows us to probably trade away Sekera's contract as we are really going to be tight against the cap. But excited to see what this team does. Obviously hope they make the playoffs, and then once they do, make a run at that Stanley Cup. And we're at the end of the season here, record of 48, 30, and 4. So I think that's 100 points right on, pretty solid season. One pretty funny thing too, so at the end of the year here, the Sedin's last game in Vancouver, we beat the Canucks 10-4. I kind of, like, I don't know, if you're a Vancouver fan, the Sedins get traded at the deadline to Edmonton, they come back their last game in Vancouver, and they put up a 10 spot. Like, are Canucks fans sad? Are they happy? I just thought that was kind of funny. And then we actually lost our last game of the year to the Canucks. They won 3-2 there, but still a 100-point season. I'm happy. AHL team probably in the playoffs. Looks like they got also close to 100 points. Let's see here. We are in the division. Wow, so Pacific's tough. 100 points. We only finished third. Arizona actually somehow made it there with 87. Vegas finishing last. I mean, we did take Perron from them, but still, Vancouver ahead of Calgary. That's surprising. LA out of it. Very surprised like to see Arizona, especially because we got Jarmelson. McDavid there, 87 points, 82 games. Honestly, I thought he would possibly hit 100. Like, he was looking really strong. We just gave him better line mates, too, at the deadline. And I'm really surprised to see this. Nugent Hopkins, actually, second leading scorer, 64 points. That should be really good. I'm hoping he can grow. Usually, he, like, always stays around 83 in this game. I don't know why. He's got the solid potential. He had a solid season, especially he went from second-line wing to third-line center and still second leading scorer on the team. Very impressive. Perron, 63. Draisaitl, 62. Ryan there, 56, pretty solid bounce back. Camilleri, 54, as an 81. Like, you can't really ask for much more than that. Sedin, 52. Strome almost had 50. That's also really impressive for a third and then fourth line center. I mean, this team is contributing all throughout. It's kind of crazy, actually. I'll just see how everyone's doing. So I'm hoping a lot of growth in this summer as we're not going to be able to trade, or not trade, but sign many guys. So have to hopefully like get better from within. Talbot stats for the year look pretty good. Montoya there, less than a .9 is not that great. Goals against above 3 is also pretty rough, so I think he still has 1 year left. Definitely going to try and trade him and then look for a better backup. I'll see what the leading scorer here was in the entire league. Sometimes it's McDavid, but of course when we're Edmonton, that's not the case. Kucherov, wow, 98 points. Stamkos right behind him. McDavid, though, did finish third with 87, so just a lower scoring year, I guess. Doesn't look to be any crazy. Or Palat there, probably riding shotgun with Kucherov and Stamkos. That's why he's so high up. Curious to see where he finished the entire league, as well as who finished last. So pretty good, 7th place. Wow, Pacific was really good this year. We're finishing 3rd, and that's good for 7th in the NHL. And then Florida, very surprising. Toronto, that's even more surprising. Toronto's almost always good in this sim, the first year sim. Detroit's usually last. They finished 25th, so kind of a strange year. So the first round of the playoffs, guys, are up against the Anaheim Ducks. This is kind of funny. They actually made a trade to Vegas as well at the deadline. Got James Neal. I was thinking about trying to trade for him and Perron, but it was just too expensive. So we'll see, I guess, whose trade turns out better. And they're playing him on the first line here with Getzlaf and Perry, so pretty scary first line. Second line's pretty solid as well. I mean, that's a really good, honestly, forward group, like top 9, even that fourth line. Defense, obviously, it's a solid top 4. Bottom pair's not too bad. They got Gibson and net. It's a good team here, so should be a tough matchup. Hopefully we can come away with the win. So here we go, guys. First round of the playoffs up against the Ducks. Hopefully we can come away here with the win. OT in the first, win the second. So back-to-back wins in Anaheim. We get one at Edmonton. Just have to win one of the next 3. AHL teams moving on. Are you kidding me? Come on, Game 7. There we go. That was way too close. And are you... No way. I don't know who Arizona beat, but they were a wildcard team. And that's who we have next. This is a juicy second round matchup. They actually won in 5. So they would have been playing the winner of the Centrals. That means they upset like Nashville, Winnipeg, somebody like that. Arizona is usually like bottom of the league. We better beat these guys. 88, 92, 88. Yeah, like those are really low ratings. We have 93, 93, 87. I think, yeah, weren't they? They were the lowest rated team, or no, tied with us. Vancouver was the lowest rated team in the Pacific, but still, I'm very curious to see kind of what this team's looking like that somehow is making a run at the playoffs. So Keller, Stefan, Panik, Dvorak, Galchenyuk, Perlini. If you guys didn't know, I made all the trades that didn't involve a high pick, like a first or a second, as you can't use those, I put through. Krause, Strom's in the NHL right now for them. Fisher, Malone, Richardson, McGinn. So, I mean, pretty terrible fourth line. Even, like, the third line's not that great. Our forward group is so much better. Like, I think our third line is about equal with their first line. Defense, they have Ekman Larson. After that, I mean, they have Chris Russell there, so that's going to be kind of funny. Jarlson versus Russell. I mean, our defense is better. Goalies, Ranta, I guess, is slightly better than Talbot, technically. But, yeah, I think defense and goaltending are a wash. I think our D has a slight edge, and then our forwards are so much better. We should really win this. So here you go, guys. Second round against Arizona. We open it up with a loss and then a win. 2 wins, actually. First game in Arizona. Let me do the scouting really quick. So game 4 in Arizona as well. It's a loss. Okay, so it's 2-2. There we go. Big game 5. Win one of the next 2. Here we go. Lost game 6. We have a second chance here to get by the Arizona Coyotes. There we go. 3-2 OT win. Are you kidding me? And I guess Arizona did not play Winnipeg. I guess we'll find out after in the playoff tree, because we're playing the Jets here in the conference final. Just like Tampa Bay, it seems the Jets are always there. They just have such a stacked team. Curious to see if they've made any trades. Yeah, like their ratings there. Pretty similar to us, actually. The only thing better is goaltending. The rest are the exact same. So first line, they just stack it. Line A, Scheifele, Wheeler, Ehlers, Stastny, Connor. It's a really good top 9 there. Fourth line is honestly not as good as I remembered it being, so maybe when that goes out there, we can take advantage. Defense, though, looks very, very good. Haven't even made any changes. Like, yeah, I don't think this made the team. They didn't make a single trade, and their team's stacked, so it just kind of shows you, I guess, how good Winnipeg is. All right, so here you go, guys. Honestly, I would have been pissed if we somehow lost to Arizona, and we almost did. I mean, back-to-back Game 7 series. If we lose here to Winnipeg, I'm fine with it. They're such a good team. I'll feel like we hard-fought. So loss, 1-0 loss, an overtime win, and then I gotta look at this after we scout. Alright, so yeah, 1-0 loss, a 3-2 win, a 4-3 OT loss. Every game so far has been decided by 1 goal. There's another one, 4-3, 5-2 win. Oh, did we just... Trying to count it all up, and yeah, lost in 6 there to the Jets. Like I said, though, I mean, that's a very, very good team. Hopefully next year we have a bunch of growth. Puljujarvi's like, you know, a mid-80 or something like that. We did make some tough, like, we made some big purchases there. Perron tried to get the Sedin's a cup, unfortunately. Jets were too good to get by in the conference final. Look at this, guys. A lot of results just came in. Toronto Maple Leafs picking first overall, getting Dahlin. Could you imagine if they got Dahlin and Tavares the same summer? Like, that would just be ridiculous. Washington second as well. Went from winning the cup to second overall. I guess in a different timeline. Detroit there third with the Vegas pick. They really lucked out in the sim with the Vegas pick, not so much in real life. So we'll see, I guess, who we can get the draft. Obviously, don't have too many picks. We don't have any retired players either, I don't think. And as you can see here, the Tampa Bay Lightning are the Stanley Cup champions. No shocker there. I think, like, if we added up all the Stanley Cup winners from all these different sims, Tampa Bay wins it majority of the time. Winnipeg is second, and obviously, they beat Winnipeg here to make it to the Stanley Cup final. Am I wrong about that? No, yeah, President's Trophy was Columbus. Winnipeg, Tampa was the Stanley Cup final. Kucherov had a great year there. Art Ross and the Hart. Pietrangelo, James Norris. Kucherov also got the Lady Byng, Hischier with the Calder, Vasilevsky there, Conn Smythe, Bobrovsky with the Vezina, Andy William Jennings, Boychuk, Bill Masterson, Stahl, Selke. Sometimes McDavid wins that, but of course, now he's on our team. Kucherov, Ted Lindsay, and Maurice Richard. Oh my, I didn't realize Kucherov just went off this year. Check if we have any AHL player awards. Joffrey Lupul got one on the Marlies. That's kind of funny. Eric Comrie, Allmark, Griffith there, Patan. Team awards, I don't think... Did we win anything? Oh, we did. We won our division, so that's something. And we also won the Western Conference. Was not even paying attention to the playoffs. Wow. So we lost in the conference or the Calder Cup final to Rochester Americans. I honestly, when we got beat there by Winnipeg, I kind of just zoned out. Playoff tree here. Let's see what actually went down. So we won 3-2 there in the first series, then 7-game series into 6 before losing the Americans there in 5. So that kind of sucks. And then NHL here. The Jets beat the Blues and the Preds. They swept actually. Then they beat us in 6 before falling to the Lightning in 6 games. Lightning there, back-to-back sweeps. The Islanders and the Canadiens. Then beating the Blue Jackets in 6. Like the Tampa Bay Lightning are just so sick. And Coyotes actually beat San Jose in the first round. I was wondering what happened there. Also want to quickly check the playoff stats. McDavid was the scoring leader, but only 13 and 20. So like our team really did not come through in the playoffs. McDavid's now at 95 though. That is sick. 91 poise, so that shouldn't matter really for playoffs. I know poise is a big factor. And Clefbaum somehow dropped one. I mean, I don't think he did bad enough to drop. Sedin, Perron are 2 additions. Henrik Sedin. I mean, our deadline acquisitions are trying. Unfortunately, not making it happen. Talbot, has he changed rating? He's an 84, so he's gone up at least 1. Definitely helps us out a bit. So our first pick in this draft, guys, is pick number 28. I'm going to quickly look here and see what happened at the beginning. So obviously, Dahlin. Then we go Svechnikov at 2, Tkachuk 3, Zadina 4. Detroit should have taken Zadina over Tkachuk. I can't believe that. Hughes at 5 there, Wallstrom, Velino. Detroit also gets Pockvis though, so I mean, could have been an even better draft if they went Zadina. You got Krafstock, Okanyemi, Bouchard, Dobson. So, like as you can see, I did my best here to like change around the potentials and the ratings to try and make it as realistic as possible to what happened in real life. I'm looking at this here. I'm trying to think actually just kind of who the best player is available, honestly. I know Ryan Merkley, we got the game in the second round before, and he grew a lot. Was that last year, or last episode with the Dallas cover bust? I remember he's like 63 with low elite, but he was an 80, I think, after 1 year or something like that. It was crazy. He might be the best player to take. Like, it's either him or one of the goalies. Like, we take Rodriguez. We know has potential. Delandra is like a high top 9. Honestly, I feel like Merkley... I'm just going to take the safe pick here in Merkley. I know he's a low elite. I know he usually grows. I like that pick at 28. And our next pick is the 106th overall. Pick number 13 in the 4th round. So a lot of guys are going to be gone. Some guys I can usually target though in the 4th round. Couch sometimes available. There he is, the 3rd guy. Popovich is also sometimes available. He's the 1st guy. So I would love to actually grab both of these dudes. The thing is, it costs us like one of our trades, but because we're so close to the salary cap, I don't think like we'll need to make 5 trades this year. When's our next pick? 28, so could probably combine 28 with something to get the Islanders 14th. Alright guys, so I wanted to make a trade with the Islanders for their next pick, but it doesn't let me. It says I'm over the league maximum salary cap. Even if I add a bad contract, it still says that. So something's clearly messed up. Like, I don't know. So I guess we'll just hold our picks. I'm not going to like trade away guys. Just, you know, I feel like it's just a bad move here to start trying to make a trade when it's glitched like that. And look at this, guys. It worked out pretty well. I didn't even realize Saron Noel is still available. He also has low top 6, just like Popovich. So I'm actually glad I didn't make the trade. Didn't even see him there when we last made our pick. And our final pick in this draft, pick number 20 to the 6th round. So far, we've gotten amazing value for where we've picked. Obviously, it helps that I know all the good players and I know the ones that always slip for whatever reason. So here, I really don't... We could just go for it. Cullimore, maybe. High top 6. I have a feeling this might be a bad pick, but whatever. And low top 6 for 6th round. Late 6th round as well. That's not too bad. Alright, guys, we're on the re-sign phase here. As you can see, McDavid now making $12.5 million, but he's 95 overall. Medium franchise potential. Cannot complain. Perron here is an 85. Does not want an extension. Curious, though, what he would have wanted. $6 million. Yeah, cannot afford that. That's pretty much all the money we have. Nurse, though, does. Hopefully it's relatively cheap. 2.8 is very fair. So if he takes like 2.5, that would leave us about $4 million left. And I don't really know who else we have to sign. Actually, I usually go by position here. That'd make it a lot easier. So centers, those 3 guys, all AHL potential. They'll all be getting let go. Sedin, I would love to keep. Let's see here. Both of them actually skipped retirement. So if we could keep both, that'd be kind of cool. Wants $3 million, though. We're only going to have 4. I was thinking about trading Sekera, though. We really can't afford to lose him if Bear or Morin, one of the 2, makes a big jump this year. So we could explore that. We'd have to let one of them go to free agency, though, and then hope we can still sign them. Cam Larry's not interested. What would he have wanted? 2.6, pretty fair. I think he had a really good year, though, because he was with McDavid. Kajula here, actually, I wanted to re-sign and wanted to give him 1.5, as that's what happened in real life. He wants a 2-way deal, though, so I guess we'll give him 1 way here at 1.5. I forgot to extend his player, actually. I've been... All the like contracts, or all the players that got contract extensions, I've been adding that to the game. I just forgot for him, so there we go. That's what he actually got offered, which obviously, as you can see, is worse than we could have done. Both those guys AHLs, so I'm not sure about the left wingers. Right wing is all locked up. Ty Ratty, Samuelson will give all these guys like AHL deals. Also, guys, looking at the defense again, just realized that Matt Benning's now a 76, so he's dropped down from a 78. No idea why. He was playing bottom pair. He's a top 6 D-man. That's where he should play. And of course, he's already extended. Fane there, finally done with that contract. Oviedo not extending him, or Lowe. Simpson, same thing. I think Lowe got extended in real life, but screw that. Like, he should not have got that. He basically just got it because of the name. Berglund's a 7th D, doesn't matter. This guy here is actually top 6, so we'll keep him. I think sometimes Edmonton lets him go. I'm not going to make that mistake. And then goalies here, Talbot, Montoya. Definitely want to try and trade Montoya. Brossois is a good AHL starter. Might as well keep him. He could even grow potentially into a backup. Still got a couple years left. Ellis here, though, he is not that good, so let him go. And then with our extra money, I think I might just let Bosadines go to UFA, see who else is available, and then trade to Karen. You know, why commit to one? Might as well like let them go to free agency. It'll probably cost us an extra 500K max, and obviously just gives us more options and flexibility. And after free agency period, everyone we made offers on accepted. Obviously, they'll let the Sedins go to UFA along with Perron and Camilleri. And Perron and Neal, obviously, 2 top UFAs. Stastny, the Sedins, DeHaan. So, interesting stuff there. We only have $3.4 million in cap space. Best goalie there is Lehner, so really not a lot available. I didn't think there would be, so I kind of figured that. Let's check here too, just 2-way players, see if there's any good guys with potential. Asplin, Masherin, obviously, definitely want to try and keep them. 925K, one that doesn't count against the cap. Hopefully, outbid every team can either keep them or trade them, whatever we want to do. For some reason, like, I don't know who has each of those guys on what team, but they never get signed for some reason. Sokolov also has some value, potentially, just because he's younger. Same goes for this defenseman down here. He's 20. All right, guys, right now trying to get trade just for salary cap reasons. Montoya seemed to suck last year, so getting rid of him for that reason. And then Cassian's now at 77, and he's actually gotten a raise, making just under $2 million. Boston, though, wants both of them. Not in the same conference as us. Willing to get a second-round pick in 2019. That could be very good. We'll see what they say. Trade rejected. Okay, I thought that was pretty fair. What if we add like a pick on our side? I'd be willing to add a 6th. I don't know. Make this thing perfectly even. They're still saying no. I mean, 5th. I think a 3rd. I mean, I'd still probably do the 3rd because I want to get rid of the contracts anyway. So we just move up in this case. I feel like they'd have to say yes to this. There we go. All right, guys. So we're now trying to get traded with Dallas, offering them Sakara, Benning, and a 3rd for Lindell. He's 81 overall, making $2 million. Sakara's 82, making 5.5. Also trying to give them Benning, who they want, but he's dropped in overall. Definitely not worth $1.9 million. And the game was 2023. This is just so hopefully they say yes and like they take this, as we're saving about $5 million salary. Benning at this point is an AHL player, and we're only dropping 1 overall. And then obviously you can use that money to try and fill out some wingers, as we lost a bunch of UFAs, so definitely need to do that. Last year was our year to win. I'm pretty upset Winnipeg stopped it, so we'll see what Dallas says. And they do say yes, so a pretty big price to pay, but Chiarelli really screwed me here. I'm just trying to do my best. So those 2 trades there really helped us out in terms of cap space. Now at $9.2 million. I'm going to try and sign Hutchinson here. I feel like he'd be a solid backup. Offer him 1.625 for 2 years, 81 overall, plus he's younger, which helps, as he should keep that rating. And now guys, I want to try and sign the Sedin twins. We're looking at Perron, but usually he'll drop after you sign him. Neal, I'm not so sure about, but he's like an overall below Perron and wants the same amount of money. We're actually good at center, so I don't really need Stastny. Obviously here, probably going to have to outbid teams. I think I can do like 3.5 for both though, and still make that work. Hopefully Daniel will be okay with that. Plus if we might be the only team both, or is New Jersey giving them both offers? Can I even check? I can't. Hopefully if we're the only team that's giving them both an offer, that would make them stay and play with us. I'm not sure how it'll work. Also too, I was looking for some like bargain deals. I actually found one. Thomas Jurko here, 78 overall, only wants $1 million. 2 years, so we'd rather do 1 year, but whatever. We'll do the 2 years there at $1 million. You can bury pretty much all of that. If you see here too, 78s, most of them are going for like 1.5 to 2 million. So if we do get him, pretty good bargain signing. And as you can see here, that Sokolov guy accepted our offer. Same with Masherin, Asplin. So gained all those good 2-way players, which really helps us out. Haven't heard back from the Sedin twins yet, or Hutchinson. Same with Yurko. I'd really love to get all those guys as our team. Like, we have good star players, but not a lot of depth at all. Hutchinson rejects, goes with Rangers, that sucks. Yurko though accepted, that's solid. Daniel Senior rejects, and Henrik Senior rejects. They went to 2 different teams. Like, come on, at the end of their year, or end of their careers, sorry. I feel like for an extra, or for 250K less, or whatever it is, they would stay on the same team. But I guess I'm wrong. Also have to still get a backup goalie. I'm gonna try signing Lennon here. He's 80 overall, so maybe he'll take like 1.4 just for 1 year. Really is the only option we have left. Not liking how this team is going. Didn't have luck in free agency. I'm blaming Trelly here. I feel like we did add a little bit of cap space when we made some trades, but it was for better players, so I feel like it was kind of a smart move, like the trade for Ryan, the trade for Jarmelson. Could try and sign Ryder like they did in real life, but I mean, yeah, we actually have the money now. Maybe I'll make a trade with LA, see if we can get somebody else with him. Do not want to give up the picks, really, if we don't have to. Perron's still here as well. It is a risky move, though, to throw that money at him. Oh, man. We need a player, though. I think desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm going to throw the $6 million, see what he says. So Perron rejected, didn't matter. He signed with the Avs. We now have the cap space. Unfortunately, like, everyone we made offers on said no. I don't know why, too. Like, Western Conference finalists, we have McDavid. Just no one wants to play in Edmonton. Even Lettinen, look at that, rejects, goes with the Sharks. I guess I shouldn't have cheaped out there on like the 100K. Lehner might still be available, in which case we'd run a pretty expensive tandem, him and Talbot. He is still there, or we could go Pavlich. I might just go that, because I really don't want to spend the extra money. Go 155, see what he says. I'm also going to make Verbata an offer here, 37 years old, 80 overall, only wants 2.5. Everyone else that's 80 wants over 3. And I mean, he's still like a decent player. He's a sniper, he's right-handed, he's kind of what we need. Let's see if he takes like 2.4, or actually I'll do the 2.5, but just for 1 year. Again, like he's a decent player still, could fill him in the top 9 somewhere. This is kind of funny. Spiza has 11 teams interested. That seems a little ridiculous. So Pavlich accepted our offer, finally have our new backup goalie to replace Montoya. Waiting to hear back from Verbata. Hopefully, like, I think Verbata would be like the first NHL skater we actually signed. I think Pavlich was the first one that signed with us. Or I guess Yurko, never mind. Like, we really, though, are just kind of desperate here to try to fill in like the bottom 6 winger positions. Even then, we could actually still use a top 6. I might see what's out there on the trade block. I feel like Tobias Ryder, if we can get him for cheap, is worth it. But there we go, we got Verbata. So I'm going to try and make some magic happen, but it's going to be tough. Alright, guys, right now I'm trying to get Ryder from LA. Like I was saying, don't really want to go with the picks for him. He actually has very low value, probably because no contract on the block. Offering them Sokolov, our worst like free agent signing for the two-way players. They want him though. And then Cullimore here, top 60 potential, low top 60. So the value is definitely on our side. He's on the block. Like, this should go through. I tried just Sokolov, and they said no. That's why I'm adding Cullimore. And wow, they're rejecting this. I feel like this doesn't make much sense. The value is so far on our side. I'll add a 6th round pick. Or screw him. Let's give him a 7th round pick. Honestly, this is more than enough. Like, look at the value difference. I don't know how they're saying no. Alright, let's try the 5th round pick. At this point, I just don't get this game. There we go, okay. Alright guys, we're at the preseason now. I still haven't signed Ryder, as obviously the longer you wait, the cheaper they get. He wants 1 year here at 1.4. 2 years, he wants 2. I'm going to try and get him for 2 years at 1.75. I feel like this would be a huge steal for us if he says yes. Alright guys, we're now starting the NHL season. Let's look at our lines. Not as bad as I thought they'd be, as we did have some growth. So first line here is Ryan, McDavid, Puljujarvi. Trying to make it balanced, essentially, with the second line being Verbata, Draisaitl, and Nuge. Draisaitl's now an 89, so he grew by 2, actually, from the start of last year. Same with McDavid, which is awesome. Nuge actually went up 1 as well. We then have Ryder, Strome, and Ratty on the third line. Strome's up 3. He was an 80. I think Ratty was also up 3. I think he was a 75. Egbert, Kajula, and Yurko there as the 4th line, all snipers. Gotta make Kajula a center now, as he does have 70 faceoffs, so he's not like terrible as a 4th line center. Defense here, Klefbom's an 88, so that's awesome. And I have matched up there with Larson on the top pair. Then we have Jarmelson, Nurse on the 2nd, and then Lindell and Bear on the 3rd. Bear's now a 77, so if he can grow at least to like a 79, I am more than happy with that for our D. Talbot here is an 84 still as the starter. Pavelich there, 80 as the backup. So not as bad as I thought. Hopefully, like, our stars there, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, etc., can carry this team. AHL, I'm actually not even sure. Let me check this here. So pretty solid first line there. Benson, Kara, Samuelson. Definitely should be able to see some growth. Yamamoto, he is going to the first line. I want him to like become a low 80 at least by the end of this year. Got 2 good wingers there. Really no reason he can't get that done. Defense here, Morans on the top pair. Would love to see him grow as well. And then in goal, we have Skinner there backing up Persois. So another guy I'd love to see some growth from. I think we're still considered a hopeful team. But obviously, it's kind of because of the team makeup. It's just so top heavy. We'll see what happens, I guess. Hopefully another playoff run, and this time it ends in a Stanley Cup. This is pretty funny, guys. We're at the beginning of January now. Rangers just offered me Mark Stahl for a 6th round pick. Pretty sure they'd have to give me like a 1st round pick to take his contract, $5.7 million, and he's a 79. Yeah, definitely not touching that. Also, as you can see there, we're 19, 15, and 5. We actually went undefeated in the preseason, 7-0. Unfortunately, have just kind of been a little above average since then. Just another trade offer. This one's from Philly. They want to give us Spiza and a 4th for Morin and a 6th. Kind of funny they want him back now. I'm going to decline though, as like I said, great contract there if he grows. And now with the deadline here, record of 32, 23, and 7. So I've actually been playing pretty good here. What is that? 71 points for the deadline. Like, yeah, that's not bad at all. I'll take a look here and see what spot we're in. We can only make 2 trades for the deadline, and we're probably going to have to make one as it's very close. 71 points is good for wildcard spot. 4 points away from the division lead. McDavid there, 58 points in 62 games right now. So we'll see what's out there. Hopefully there's a couple like expiring contracts. We have cap space now, but I'd like to save some of that for free agency. And hopefully we can get guys relatively cheap as well too. Alright guys, so trying to make a kind of funny trade here with the Islanders, bringing Eberle back to Edmonton, offering them Noel, 2019 second, and Saf in there. Also getting a 5th round pick in 2019 back, because I realized if we trade away the second, we only have 3 picks in this year's draft. So the value's pretty equal. Both things are on the block. They want our stuff. I feel like this should go through. And there we go. So bringing Eberle back to Edmonton. They also had Bailey on the block, who I was considering kind of trying to trade for. Only thing is he's got a lot of value, and I feel like we can't really give up much assets. Like, we've already traded away a lot of picks. We'd basically be taking apart our team, and obviously with not having a lot of depth, trying to just kind of find bargain deals, I guess. Probably should be trying to find guys under term where Eberle wasn't. So we can still make one more trade. We'll see if there's anything decent out there. Alright guys, trying to get another weird trade here. This one's with the Flames. I don't know why. They just keep blowing it up. Traded for Hannafin last year, like in real life. Now he's on the block here with Tkachuk, Giordano, I think Backlund, as well as Brody, like a bunch of their best players. I guess they just want to see kind of what they can get. So obviously Tkachuk, very good player. He's an RFA. His contract does expire, but we'll be able to like negotiate before anyone else if we have his rights. So I'm making a pretty big offer here. I'm offering Kaut, obviously solid prospect, 2021st, and then a few of the guys that we signed all have decent amount of value. I'm hoping like all that combined with Tkachuk be on the block, maybe this will go through. It'd be a steal if it does. I mean, Tkachuk's like, you're getting an elite winger there, so it's a huge trade. We'll see if they say yes. Trade rejected. I thought, you know, it's going to be close. We also have Stuart Skinner here, who I don't really want to give up, but we might have to. And I feel like the window to win is now. To get Matthew Tkachuk, I feel like I can't pass on that. And I mean, he's only 70 overall. Like, he's not crazy good or anything. So I had Skinner the trade who they want, which is really surprising. I'll show you guys their goalie prospects quick. They have Gravel. They just drafted along with Parsons there, so I don't get it. But they want Skinner still. They want more goalies. Schneider's just there because they'd have, or we wouldn't have enough goalies, or they'd have too many, something like that. So maybe this will go through. It is a huge trade offer, but I mean, for Matthew Tkachuk, are you kidding me? Like, that'd be great, especially too getting him from our rival. Let's see what Calgary says. Trade accepted. So it's a bold move, but hopefully it pays off. And after those 2 huge trades, here's a look at the team. Honestly, I'm loving it. Tkachuk, McDavid, Eberle. So we brought in 2 first-line wingers. Reunite Eberle, McDavid. I mean, Eberle played well with McDavid until the playoffs. And then Tkachuk there too. Like, I just love that element he brings. We now have Nuge here with Draisaitl and Puljujarvi. So a 6 second line. Puljujarvi's also an 83. We got Ryan, Strome, and Verbata. So solid 3rd line. 4th line's about the same. Defense obviously hasn't changed either. So hopefully maybe this team can make a run at it. Would like to keep Tkachuk in the offseason and even Eberle if it's possible, but I really like the look of this team. Let's see what they can do. Alright guys, we're now at the end of the season here, and I'm a little worried. We finished 40, 32, and 10, so 90 points right on. I mean, I think the deadline, yeah, it was right there. Win, a couple losses, a win. I don't know, like, it looks like we had like an okay record after the deadline, but nothing crazy. AHL team there is actually negative, but whatever. Alright, let's see. If we didn't make the playoffs with this team, I don't even know. And, oh my gosh, okay, so we're a wildcard team. Beat the Ducks by a point. That was way too close. I was like looking for our team. McDavid here, 75 points, 82 games. I'm thinking maybe they just gotta get used to like the new line mates, Tkachuk and Eberle or whatever. Draisaitl, 65 is a solid year. Eberle, 64. I'm wondering, you know, how many he was on the Islanders. Nuge again, just performing, whether we put him on the 2nd line, 1st line, 3rd line. Clefbaum at 50 points, it's awesome. Tkachuk almost 50. Puljujarvi there is now an 84, that's even better. I actually might move Puljujarvi up to the 1st line then, because he has elite potential. Throw Eberle with Draisaitl and Nuge, I think. Yeah, might as well give that a try. My bad. Let's see how Talbot did here. Okay, so not too bad. Pavelec definitely did better than Montoya, actually above a .9 save percentage and below 3 goals against. So we can't be too upset with that. Also want to check and see if we have like any solid AHL players coming through. Benson, 56. Yamamoto, 54. No growth, but still, I mean, that's not terrible seasons from them. I'll also take a look here at the entire NHL. I doubt 75 points for McDavid is really enough to be up there. Yeah, not even on the like top 15 or whatever this is. Kane though 96, that's crazy. So gonna be a tough playoff road here. I think we're probably like the last wildcard spot, but you never know. And speaking of that, guys, I actually do want to check and see where we finished the entire NHL. Did we like get ahead of any teams with better records? Okay, no. So we were 15th. Ottawa there. Anaheim got screwed, finished 16th and didn't make the playoffs. And last place, of course, the Detroit Red Wings. All right, guys. So the first round of the playoffs, we matched up with the St. Louis Blues. Pretty sick first line: Schwartz, Shen, Tarasenko. Second line's not too bad. I just noticed they have Sam Bennett, so that's interesting. I wonder what they trade with Calgary. The bottom six, though, I think ours is better. I mean, our second line's way better, too, with Draisaitl. I mean, forward group overall is just better. Very, very good defense, though. That is going to be a tough defense to crack. And then they have an 89 Jake Allen, so he's one of those guys that had a great year, I guess, and jumped up. I noticed Halak did that, too. He's like an 88 now, which is ridiculous. Of course, it doesn't happen to Talbot, even though we make it to the Western Conference Final, but whatever. We'll see, I guess, what happens here. Hope for the best. So here we go, guys. First two games are in St. Louis. Hopefully can win one of them. OT loss. 6-4 win. There we go. 3-0 win. Okay, so it's 2-2. 3-2. We need another big game 7 like last season. Come on. 3-1 win. That was way too close. So next up here, guys, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. Look at these ratings. 91, 88, 91. That's pretty low. I think that's like about what Arizona was rated last season. We have 95, 93, 87. So like 4 higher, 5 higher. Our goaltending is 4 lower. They have Corey Crawford in net, but I mean, like, we should be the favorite here, even though they finished higher than us in the standings. Kane had like, what, 100 plus points this year. Kane just always, I don't know what it is, just goes off in this game. That's the first line. I mean, they have a 79 on the second line. Good center depth. They have a 73. Like, that's just, even the 76. Like, they have no depth. They're worse than us even. Wow. So either Duncan Keith retired or they traded him, because look at the top 6. That's a rough D. Crawford and net. Okay, we've got to be able to take advantage. Like, their D is not good. Their wingers are not good. We should be able to find a way past this team. So here we go. Start the second round. I think we're playing first 2 games away, and they're double losses. Come on, back-to-back wins, though, to tie it up. That's what I wanted. Look at that. Lose both games to Chicago. I mean, it's tough to play there. And then 4 straight wins. That's amazing. We now have the LA Kings. I feel like that's another solid matchup. We avoided Winnipeg, which is pretty amazing. So look at the LA Kings here. They have some good forward depth. They're kind of similar to us, although their fourth line's definitely worse. They're a couple 76 wingers. And that fourth line's out there. We got to just capitalize. Doughty, though, that's going to be tough to get by him. I mean, Clefbaum's our number 1. Not quite as good as Doughty, but close. Quick, they're 88 as well. So kind of like us, a very, like, you know, I mean, I don't know, actually. This is a good team. Looks like they made a trade for Nisimov. Yeah, they're going to be tough to beat, but you never know. So here we go, guys. Conference final versus LA. This is kind of like a Gretzky rivalry. I don't know. First 2 games are away. We get a win. OT loss. I'll take that, though. Return home here. We got a scouting assignment. We actually won our first game at home as well, I noticed. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. So we have to win one of the next 2. There we go. Game 6 win. That would have been at home. And now we have the Pittsburgh Penguins here. I love this. I would love to see this Stanley Cup final happen in history. Like, Edmonton versus Pittsburgh, Crosby versus McDavid in the Stanley Cup final. How great would that be? So we're seeing it right now in 2019. I doubt it'll happen in 2019 in real life, but I mean, you never know. So let's see here. Penguins are stacked. We already know that. Crosby there rocking the patchy beard classic. McDavid basically rocking nothing. Guessing like the Penguins lines will pretty much be the same as kind of like us. They're pretty close against the cap. Don't have a lot of wiggle room. And the computers aren't that aggressive with trades. So yeah, just first line, oh my god. Hornqvist, Crosby, Kessel, then they have Sprong, Malcolm Brassard. Like 3 90-plus forwards, makes it pretty tough. But then obviously it hurts their bottom 6. It's not too great, so they're going to play those lines at some point. We got to take advantage. Defense, they have Letang, and don't have much else, so that's good. And then Murray's a 91, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a good team here. This is a good team. Maybe it'll be like, you know, the new dynasty taking out the old dynasty. Let's see what happens. Alright, guys, so here we go. Game number 1, Stanley Cup final in Pittsburgh. Can the new GOAT take out the old GOAT? We'll find out here. First period. Not a good start for us. Down to nothing. Nothing in the second or the third. Okay, so you never like losing the first one, but still a lot of game left here. Or a lot of series left, I guess I should say. Here we go, game 2. Feel like we can definitely bounce back here. Come on. There we. Oh, I thought we had 2 for some reason. Chiasson and Crosby for them. Kachuk for us. Hornqvist. Come on, we gotta get 1. Puljujarvi, but it's not enough. So 4-2 loss, down 2-0. I mean, we are heading home at least, so hopefully we can have better luck at home if we can tie the series up, win the next 2. I'll take a best of 3 any day to win the Stanley Cup. Obviously, it'd be like this is a best of 5, or we get to win 4 the next 5, which is tough, but you never know. Not a good start for the boys. 3-1. Okay. You know what? This would be legendary. This would be McDavid would be in the history books for this one. 3-0 down. Can we reverse sweep in the Stanley Cup final? Started out here with a win at home. I believe. Do you believe? Puljujarvi. There we go. Strom, Hornqvist, and we hold on. McDavid with another one. Okay. We breathe a sigh of relief. We live another day. Have to get a win in Pittsburgh. Actually, we have to get 2 wins in Pittsburgh. So let's try and get this one here. Come on. Please. There we go. Draisaitl. There we go. Eberle. And, okay. Talbot holds on there for the shutout. That's a big win. Boys are alive. Come on. Keep this rolling here. We're heading back home. Let's tie this series up. Anything can happen in Game 7. Alright, here we go. First period. Puljujarvi again. He's looking good. Strome again. Are you kidding me? Kessel and Hagelin both in the third. What is that goal? What is that Hagelin goal right there? Anyways. Alright, OT. Come on. Puljujarvi, the OT here. Are you kidding me? I think. Did he have 2 goals, or how do I see everything? All periods. He had 2 goals. Okay, I thought he might have had a hat trick. Wow. Okay, so Game 7. I mean, we have all the momentum. Pittsburgh is in ruin. They do not know what's happening right now. We gotta take advantage. Here we go, guys. Game 7, Stanley Cup final in Pittsburgh. We have identical playoff records. I just noticed. I'm honestly pretty nervous right now. Okay, first period. There we go. Jordan Eberle, he's back. Wants to prove Edmonton wrong for trading him away earlier. Second period. Okay, Tobias Ryder comes through, and then Malkin for them. Resume simulation. I cannot just sim this whole thing. 8 times, though. Kajula, oh my god. Let's go. 4th line. They are turning up here in Game 7. Power play. Alright. 13 minutes. We're out shooting them right now. Like I said, the boys, they have the momentum. They're down 3-0. Won 3 straight. I don't think any team's ever reverse sweep for Stanley Cup championship. Strome there. 11 seconds left. I can't believe they pulled it off. That's a miracle. I believe in miracles, boys, because sometimes they come true. So there's 5 more seconds left in the game. They got like the 3rd line out there. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that to Talbot. I wasn't really paying attention, just trying to kill the clock. Accidentally pass it right to them. It's a good thing we were up by 1, because that would have been so embarrassing. But get McDavid out there for the celebration. Why not? We'll say that's the reason. And there we go. Pulled it off. Talbot was definitely like a kind of wild card with this team too. I didn't know if we could do it. That trade for Kachuk, I think, proved worth it. Puljujarvi was getting better and better all year. He was great in these playoffs. I think Strome was also pretty solid. Like, we had 4 forward lines going for the most part. Defense led by Clefbaum. Pavelec there. I mean, he did his job, I guess, as the backup. And I think we actually had a cap space suit too. So I think like we definitely could have signed Kachuk for in the summer, as long as he didn't ask for like more than $7 million. Eberle, though, we might have lost to UFA, but still, if we win a cup, I don't think it's too big of a deal. Have Yamamoto probably making the jump next year anyway. I can't believe we got that. When Pittsburgh was out 3-0, I thought it was just kind of like waiting to lose, and somehow this team. I gotta see though McDavid and Crosby where they shake hands. I can't believe that, guys. It showed a bunch of random shaking hands, not the 2 captains, 2 best players in the world. That's whatever. And Talbot actually got Conn Smythe less than 2 goals against average. Jeez, I didn't realize his playoff run was that good. He's probably gonna get boosted too. And I believe he might be on a contract here, so things will definitely be interesting here. But usually, if we win the cup by 2nd year and we haven't won it both years, just end it because we already succeeded. If you win in the 1st year, though, you gotta go for the trifecta, the 3-peat or whatever. So here we go. McDavid's gonna go out there and grab us that Stanley Cup in front of Pittsburgh too. You know this has to hurt them. Cover boy for an NHL team. We got it done. I mean, that was tough. With the salary cap, we made some questionable trades for sure. Dumped a lot of players for nothing. brought back in some like contracts like Ryan, Jarmelson, but I think those trades worked out clearly as McDavid lifts the cup there. I mean, I heard one person say before, and I tend to agree. If you win the Stanley Cup, nothing else matters. Like, you achieved your goal for the season. Like, again, yeah, nothing else matters. You won the cup. Puljujarvi there wearing 98. I love it. One higher than McDavid, one lower than Gretzky. And here we go, guys. The Stanley Cup pick. You got McDavid and Nuge there right next to it. I mean, surprised, you know, some people thought Nuge would get traded, but he's been a core part of that team. I don't even see where Draisaitl, I think that might be Draisaitl actually, right between the two of them. So somehow we get it done. I still can't believe the reverse sweep. Very close game here. Actually, it should have been, it's basically a 4-1 win. I kind of messed it up. Otherwise, yeah, very close game. Talbot still got a start, even though I kind of screwed it for him. I feel so bad. Kachula coming through in the big game. Goal and an assist. Clefbaum there with 2 assists. Love it. And the draft results just came in, guys. Philadelphia there with the first overall pick, getting Jack Hughes. Imagine that. Hughes and Patrick to go along with, like, Giroux, Voracek, everybody. Like, that'd just be sick. And there you go, guys. Stanley Cup champions, Edmonton Oilers. McDavid there obviously led the team in playoff points with 21. Let's check this first, actually. We'll save the awards for last. So McDavid had, Puljujarvi had a great one too, 19. Everly there, 16. Chuck, Ryan, both at 14. Ryan, it's pretty good for the third line. Same with Strom, he's also playing third line. He dropped an overall. He won the Stanley Cup. I never get that. It's so dumb. Let's see, to Talbot, like, he won the Conn Smythe, and he's still an 84, of course. Take a quick look at the playoff tree as well. Kind of see the road the Penguins took to get there. We already know ours. 7-game series with the Lightning in the first round. That's tough. Then they had the Leafs and the Blue Jackets. I feel like, wow, Chicago beat Winnipeg in 5 in the first round in ours, too. I was wondering where they were at. So, yeah, Pittsburgh there, toughest matchup off the bat. And then, I mean, they showed that they were worthy to win, as they ended up going all the way to the Stanley Cup final. And we're 1 game away, and we reverse swept them. I can't believe it. So, awards here, Stanley Cup. And Clarence S. Campbell there. Look at all that. Just Pittsburgh and Tampa are the only... Wow, last 5 years, only Pittsburgh and Tampa. That's kind of ridiculous. Player awards here. Kane, Art Ross. Bobrovsky with the Hart. Usually a goalie does not win the Hart, so he must have had an insane year. Like, I know he's up to like a 93 in this game, so that's crazy. Pietrangelo, James Norris, again, back-to-back. Kane, Lady Bing. Peterson there with the Calder. Talbot got the Conn Smythe. Bobrovsky with the Vezina. That makes sense if he's winning the Hart. Vasilevsky, though, William M. Jennings. Shattenkirk, Bill Masterson. That's kind of, usually it's a defensive defenseman, not an offensive. McDavid, though, with the Selke, we get another award. That's awesome. Ted Lindsay also went to Bobrovsky. I don't remember the last time I've seen that go to a goalie. I gotta check Bobrovsky's stats here for the year, because that is ridiculous. I've never seen a goalie clean up that much. I'm just gonna set it to the entire league and then go goalies and see kind of just how much better he was than every other goalie. Hopefully that'll give me an idea, I guess. Let's see. So, okay, he didn't even lead in wins. Save percentage, or he led, what is it, 1 less shutout. Save percentage, he was the highest for actually playing games. He also had 69 games played, which is quite a bit. 1.87 goals against with 69 games. That's pretty incredible as well. Jeez, yeah. Also, guys, I decided to look at the contracts just for fun. Didn't even realize this, but actually, Everly and Tkachuk were already extended. Everly 5.4, so saving money, and then Tkachuk 4.9. Pretty reasonable for both of them. So yeah, I think we actually would have been fine for next year. And here we go, guys. I get to open our prize now, that 50K choice pack. Haven't opened up a pack in a while, honestly. I know the team of the week's like free agent signings or something like that. So let's see here who we get. Hopefully some cool cards. Round 1. Okay, that was kind of a waste of my time. I'd rather, like, what kind of round is that? Okay, we get a special card, unfortunately. It's an 81. Bartowski there. Guess we'll take him, Pasternak. Okay, we need a solid round 3 here. Otherwise, we might as well have just quick sold and not even bothered winning the cup. Okay, come on. Come on. Please. This is embarrassing. Yeah. So I'm so glad we won the Stanley Cup and didn't have to quick sell this pack. What a joke. I am actually just mad. I'm just going to quick sell all that. Open up another one for you guys, because, yeah, that's kind of just dumb. Let's try it one more time here. I feel like we were robbed on that first one. Here we go. Alright, we get the Red Wings jersey. Maybe that'll be good luck. Okay, 2 special cards. Bodker and DeHaan, both 84s, but for the round 2. It's a lot better than the last round 2. And here we go, round 3. Alright, let's go player info here. We need to switch it up. Stone, Ovechkin. It's a base. He's worth, like, not much, but we'll take it. It's Ovechkin. Dougie Hamilton. At least we get a special card. Marner and Monahan. So, not great, but definitely not as bad as that first one. We'll take Ovi there with Hamilton. Alright, so I guess you guys now know if you want to open up these packs. Don't think I'd recommend it after looking at these, but that's it, guys, for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave that thumbs up. Also, guys, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do that. On the road to 100K. Need your guys' help. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.